In this video, I want to show you how I make useful gifts out of this big box of scrap fabric. This is the box where I collect all my cork leather scrap fabrics whenever I cut out bags, and here I'm just organizing them by color. And since I already have green thread in my sewing machine, I'm just going to focus on some green fabric scraps, and I will be making little leaf keychains out of them, just like these. For that I will need some key rings. I have some standard key rings here. I buy them in bulk, so I have plenty at hand. And I also have some leftover bracelet style key rings, and this is what they look like. And I'm going to show you how I use them as well. But I'm just going to place them aside for now. I also have a little pattern for this leaf keychain. I'm using this made out of plastic because it's just easier to trace it onto the fabric than using paper. So here you just see me tracing the little leaves over and over again. Once the tracing is done, it's time to cut them out. I'm going to use this larger piece of cork leather to cut out the wrist straps. The hardware I have is 2.5 centimeters wide, so I'm cutting 5 centimeter wide strips and some leftovers to attach the key rings to the little leaves. And since everything is cut, it's time to sew them together. I prefer sewing the leaf keychains onto a slightly larger piece of cork scrap. That way, if the little leaf moves around, I can just trim it later. When I'm sewing, I generally have a podcast or an audiobook on, and that way I can just get lost in the repetitive task of sewing. This is no different, but it has the added benefit that I'm not only using up my scrap cork leather instead of throwing them away, but I also making some useful little gifts that I can include with every outgoing order. I make the wrist straps by marking the middle of the fabric and just sewing the raw edges towards the middle. That way I have a clean leather strap that I can attach the hardware to. This is what it looks like. The raw edges are folded in the middle, and I'm going to attach the hardware using my pliers. Now all that's left to do is to trim away the threads and the excess fabric from the leaf keychains, and we are done. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.